Deputy Act! Bring back 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 Deputy Act!
Well, thank you. I was still making notes at the time, but I'll do my best to keep my emotions in check because it's an emotional topic. And I'm here to talk about some of the gender bias that has been going on at Technology High School. It has not been going on just for a short period of time. It has been going on for the 3 years that my daughter has been there. I don't know how long before that, but all I can do is talk about the 3 years she's been there. And she's been a victim or a target of gender bias at this school for all 3 years. There have been 3 different instances, and we have documented them. They are on record, and we have a running email of everything that has been happening. What has happened most recently is bullying. There has been refer to the notes. There has been bullying. There has been disrespect. There has been name calling. There has been misconduct by the males at this school towards not just my daughter, towards other females at this school. I am here to tell you right now, I have never come to one of these board meetings, but I am here because it is time that this stops. It is time that the boys at the school are held responsible for what is going on. They are not in charge of the school. In fact, I question who is in charge of the school. No one is stepping in. There has been physical, not on my daughter as of yet, but she has told us that she is actually afraid to go to school. That is not why we send her to school here. We live in Petaluma. We chose to come here because of Technology High School. It has turned out from her wanting to be an engineer when she got there to now wanting to be an activist for women's and gender rights, which is fabulous. I'm proud of her for that. But you know what? That's what a 180 has happened in the 3 years she's there. I am here to tell you that if the boys are not held responsible for what has been going on, and again, it is documented all the way through. It has been documented on video. We will not stand for it anymore. I'm hoping that the boys that are in this room are listening to me, because what is going to happen is if this is not dealt with to my satisfaction, there will be a class action lawsuit. We are already in contact with the Equal Rights Advocates of San Francisco. I will not stand for it anymore. My job as a parent is to protect my child, to advocate for my child, and that is what I'm here for right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
I need answers.
You don't have the right not to go to class, right? So you got to understand that. You are not, you know, you're not.
But the problem is, as a result of my cancellation of the vote, then students got angry and directed it at a student and put something on the internet that became an issue. So now, then the district got involved. So that was the problem. If it would have been, just listen to me, we'll just re-vote, no big deal, but we got all mad about that. We canceled, and I can't do it. And I understand that. I totally get that. So I'm sorry. It just got out of control.
Well, and as a parent, the little bit of communication that is coming to the parents
It's dishonest.
I won't say it's dishonest. I will say it gives us a very different opinion or a presentation of what our students are actually telling us. So you're asking us to trust something that you're telling us to trust these emails over our own students.
Why don't you out there for you?
Yeah, I don't understand why you're the principal and you're not involved in the investigation. I've been in the school system for years, and I've never seen a principal not involved.
Well, I'm involved to a point. It's like, I don't know, the metaphor would be the FBI helping out the local sheriff. I don't know. There's a
So
point
you don't know why you're not involved either.
Well, I could be involved and I could not be involved. It just depends. So
they've eliminated.
Well, you're in a tough position, aren't you?
So I'm involved to the level that I want to be involved in. Yeah.
So why isn't Dr. Haley or Dr. Sinner?
If he is the one involved, why isn't he out?
Because all of you, there's a conflict of interest if he expresses.
There's a conflict of interest. Him sending the superintendent assistant over here to talk about the kid's election because his kid's involved. That's a conflict of interest.
You should have been handling it. He should have called you, not sent an assistant superintendent over here.
Good point.
I want to know who's lying, because we've had different sources either say that our teachers were not suspended or fired. Other sources say that they were.
And you know, okay, and I get it. I get it. The problem is there's nobody's lying. It just, we can't say what is happening there. That's a personnel issue. You ask him if you want and see what he says.
But if we can't say, so then say nothing. Why was the letter sent out saying nobody had been, when then the next two people who spoke in the article, one being Kempiak himself, saying, I was. So
well, and that has to be, listen, when there's emotions that happen in any kind of conversation, or what is said and what is heard are two different issues. And so what happens is a person has to just understand, you know, whether he's not supposed to talk about that, I'm not supposed to talk about that.
Why can't he talk about his own suspension?
He can talk about his own, but does he totally understand everything? He may not.
Okay, so he is free to talk about his suspension anytime he wants. You can.
I can.
But he can't.
Oh yeah, he can. But he's got a lawyer that's advising him.
Okay.
So this last month at Tech was no doubt the toughest we've had this year. But during this tough time, teachers at Tech have truly shown how dedicated and caring they are. They're able to embrace positivity for all the students. And for this reason, I'm just going to focus on the positive parts of last month.
My question is, you were saying that you have the right to expunge the suspension. Is there any board oversight, or do you have full authority to do that?
Board oversight?
Yeah, like you can choose to do it and they can choose to override you? Well, I don't know that I trust that.
Permission. Well, you have to get Haley's permission to expunge their records.
I already have his permission to do that.
So if district involvement was indeed taking place, why do all statements sent out by you or the district say that it was solely your decision and the ASB advisors?
I'm such a tough guy.
Yes!
I mean, you know, it's my school, so that ultimately I'm responsible.
I think there needs to be some admission that the Board of Trustees and the DO heavily played in on this, and that they heavily screwed up. And there seems to be this, it's all you. And Mr. Steffen, look at me. I know you. And this is, I'm just going to tell you how it is, Mr. Steffen. I know you. You got railroaded. They stompled all over you. It was terrible. And I think you're an amazing person with extraordinarily broad shoulders to take all this on your back. And I think it's baloney.
There was some concern out there that myself, Jennifer was also named, along with the rest of the board, that we didn't understand the ed code as far as school safety was concerned. So I brought it up at this meeting just to kind of see how other trustees around the state look at it. We're all human. We make mistakes. I admit it. But when I get questioned, I kind of like, okay, I want to find out, do I understand this? There's something I don't understand.
Higher ups have come into our classroom. They have not spoken a word. I feel they have disrupted the classroom since everyone stares at them. They do not introduce themselves. They look at us, they stare at us, they write stuff down, and it's scary because we're like, is someone else going to get suspended? Is another one of our great, amazing teachers going to be suspended and maybe even fired this time?